Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I have made a video, and let's just say that things have been busy, but plan is now to make a video every week, and I've got loads of content to go through that we've been putting together. So let me show you first of all what this video is all about. So this video is going to be about this abandoned Ferrari. Tell a lie, it's actually not abandoned, it's actually my car, and it's shocking that it's in this condition. But we've just had some rain, and when the rain comes down, everything gets covered in dust, and that's what's happened over here. So unfortunately, it looks like it hasn't been driven for 6 months. It's only been a week or two, and it needs a wash. So let's sort that out first of all, and take it down to the car wash. So unlike most people who own cars like this, I actually like to use my cars, and as I mentioned, over 19,000 miles so far in this California, and I've driven long road trips. I've driven from Riyadh to Dubai, Abu Dhabi a number of times. I've driven the other way through Saudi Arabia as well. So I do like to use my cars, and on one of my road trips I was driving through the empty quarter in Saudi Arabia on my way to Abu Dhabi to the Yas Marina circuit. There was a Ferrari event going on, and I decided to drive my car. Everybody else put them on trailers and sent them over. I thought, no, I use my car, I'm going to drive it. Drove through the empty quarter, got stuck in a sandstorm, completely stripped the paint off my car, my alloy wheels, and that was on the way out there. And then on the way back, I had a tire blowout, and that nearly took out my car altogether. Honestly, I nearly ended up in a ditch in the side of the road. Who knows what that would have ended up like had that actually happened, but I was really, really fortunate that didn't, and managed to get a tire, got back to Riyadh safely, ended up changing all my tires, but I also had to spray the entire car as well, which was something that I hadn't got planned. Obviously, who plans to respray their car? But it wasn't such a bad thing, because the thing is, originally the paint was in matte black. Car, it got resprayed as matte black, and the bumper was a different shade of matte black to the rest of the car, so it really didn't look that good at all. And I'm not a big fan of matte black cars. I'm not a fan of matte paint at all, so I was quite happy to go back to gloss. It's just the expense of it all. But once I made that decision and ended up getting the car resprayed, got it back, and it's now in the condition that it is in now, which is really, really good. So really happy about that. What I then did was also repainted the alloy wheels to gold, and it's not to everybody's cup of tea. Even now I get some people who say they like it, some people who say they don't. I personally like it. I think it looks great. I've always been a fan of gold wheels ever since the early days of Ferrari, since I've been a little kid, seeing those BBs. I nearly bought a 365 BB with gold alloy wheels as well, and that always stuck in my mind, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to do that on my own car. I'm going to create another video which is going to go through in a lot of detail all the money that I spent on the Ferrari, so you can see just how much it costs to maintain a Ferrari on a daily basis, to use it on a daily basis, what it actually costs you. And you might be surprised, I've been a little bit shocked, but then I've had some expenses which, like repainting the car, was not in the budget, wasn't planned. But yeah, so we'll talk about all of that in another video. So let me give you a high level rundown of what I have actually had done onto the car since I've purchased the car. So when I bought it, I knew that it needed shock absorbers, so I ended up sort of factoring that into the purchase price and had the shock absorbers done. Now on a normal car you might sort of think to yourself, oh, that's not too expensive. On a Ferrari it is expensive, because they have the magnetic dampening system. I think it's called Magnatech or something. I'll put the name on the screen. And it's not cheap. It's around about £2,500 per corner. So that's about £10,000 just to change the shock absorbers. That's not the drop links, that's not the springs, that's nothing on, none of that. It's just simply the shock absorbers themselves. So expensive product. But I will say, in the 3 years that I've owned the car, the drive has been fantastic. So no complaints on that side. And getting it done at the beginning of the ownership means that I've actually benefited from actually having those shock absorbers changed. So yeah, expensive but good. Also, I've got the drop links changed. I've got it serviced. Obviously, I've had it serviced every year, so I've had it serviced 3 times now. Oil, filters, all that sort of stuff. Coolant change a number of times. Batteries, I'm on my 2nd battery. The batteries deteriorate tremendously over here in Saudi Arabia with the heat and everything like that, the hot and the cold. It just really destroys batteries. So batteries last generally a year, 2 years. And there's a variety of other things which I'll go through as well. Obviously the big job that was all in 2023. The big job in 2024 was the full body respray. Again, a service with all the filters and all the fluids, spark plugs, vanos, oil pump, timing control assembly, coolant, thermostat, whole load of stuff, right? I've had coolant problems, I've had fueling problems, so there's been a lot around there. I had a problem with my brake servo as well, my brake servo. So I was leaving the house, noticed that the brakes weren't working properly, parked the car up, got it towed to the garage, and sure enough, the brake servo had failed. I had to get that changed. Airbag, driver's door airbag, sorted out for under a recall actually. So Ferrari sorted that out for free, which was great. 2025 then service, fueling issues, cooling issues, so again all that sort of stuff. And then in 2026 again a service and AC compressor and belt, and a big problem with my exhaust actually, and the catalyst, and I had the cats cleaned, and I'll talk more about that in another video as well. In fact, I'm going to have that same job done on my Bentley Arnage, so if you want to see it, I'm going to take it to the Bentley Arnage, to the showroom tomorrow, to the workshop tomorrow, to get that done. So if you want to see that, then do subscribe, and then that way you'll get notified when that video comes up as well. So there are still 3 problems that remain on the car, and these problems are check engine light, handbrake light, and airbag light. And all 3 of these problems were there at the beginning when I purchased the car. It's just bizarre, and I'll run through what's going on there and what I'm going to do about it. But the car has never driven better than what it does right now. So even though it's got a check engine light, it drives really well. Now, despite its issues, what I will say is that the California is a great car. Those of you who sort of say, oh, the Ferrari California isn't a hairdresser's car, or it's not a proper Ferrari, you haven't lived with one, you haven't driven one, you have no idea what you're talking about, because this is a great car. I mean, the sound, the acceleration, it's a V8 engine, naturally aspirated, one of the last ones that have been produced by Ferrari. After this, they went to the California T, which was turbocharged. So the sound that comes from this thing, from the exhaust, from the engine, honestly, fantastic. People always talk about the 458 Italia as being, the naturally aspirated V8 engine that's well sought after. It's double the price of this, right? It's double the price, and probably is less useful on an everyday basis. This is perfectly useful, and I'll talk about the usability of this car in another video as well, about whether you should drive it every day or not, and things like that. I'll give you my insights. As a car overall, as an overall package, I've had it 3 years. I don't normally keep a car for more than a year, so the fact that I've had it for 3 years is a huge bonus. It says a lot about the car itself. It does have its faults. I've got those 3 faults on the dash. I've got a slightly sagging roofline over here. I need to get those things sorted out. But other than that, mechanically it's driving great, and it's a joy to drive. I mean, it's always got the power there. Whenever you need to use it, overtake, whatever, it's there. So overall package, and it's lasted really well as well. I mean, look at the interior. It looks really new. We get a lot of dust over here, but the interior is in really, really good condition. So if you like supercar content, then do subscribe, because we've got a lot of content coming up on this car, which I'll run through in a second. But as I mentioned, there's a few other cars now which we have in the fleet. I'm not going to run through all of them, not in this video. There's some surprises coming up. You know about the Bentley Arnage T already. I've just got that back from the workshop after 1 year, more than a year it's been in the garage. It's had engine out twice in order to fix problems, and need your advice as to what to do about that with that car next. So I'll run through that on a separate video. I've purchased something really special, rare, V12 twin turbo. I'm not going to tell you the car, but it's a great car, and I'm driving it every day as well. So I'll run through that separately. There is something really special that I've bought back in the UK as well. It's a V10 Motorsport. I'm not going to say the next bit. So yeah, so I haven't even driven that car yet. I've bought it, I just had it delivered home, and when I go back to London in a few weeks time, I'm going to drive that car. So so that's coming up. There's another, I'll tell you what it is. It's a BMW M4, but I am going to do a review of that. Again, I've not driven that car yet. That review is going to come up. And there's a couple of other cars as well. So a lot of content going to be coming up on those cars, specifically on the Ferrari. What are we going to be talking about? So I'm going to give you my driving impressions on the car as a daily driver. Is it feasible? Should you be doing it yourself? Is it worth it or not? I've driven 19,000 miles in this Ferrari California over 3 years. I'm going to be telling you exactly what it's cost me in a separate video. So for all the servicing, for all the fueling, everything, I've been tracking all of it. So I'm going to be going through so you can see exactly if it fits your budget, or even if it's something you should be thinking about or not. So it surprised me. It has surprised me, but then there have been expenses that were unexpected, which I guess you should expect the unexpected, but we'll go through all of that in another video, and I'll be giving you the exact pound, dollar, real amount that this car has cost me. I'm considering selling this car, and I'm going to be looking at options, so we'll talk about that in another video. And also, if you are looking to buy a Ferrari in the future, if it's a California or a different one, I'll be creating a buyer's guide so you can understand what are the things that you should be looking out for. There's a lot of nonsense out there in some of these videos, people who have never owned these cars, so I'm going to be talking about this from an owner's perspective. And this is now my, I think, 5th or 6th Ferrari, so I've got a bit of experience in terms of owning Ferraris and driving them and maintaining them and all of that. So I'll be sharing a lot of that with you. So if that's your cup of tea, if you like that sort of thing, then do subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the next video.